Okay, video 2. Again, this is an 85 CJ7. This is a 258 six-cylinder inline engine. I did replace the camshaft and the head, and I painted it with VHT Ford ceramic blue. That was more at the request of the guy who owns it. I didn't like the gray or the black color anyway, so I think it makes it look nice. Again, I don't know how well this is going to end up being. Clear this lens a little bit here. It's a little fuzzy. Just wanted to show you some of the things with the wiring. Okay, this is the alternator, the back of the alternator. I have the AC Delco alternator, and it has the little bypass wire that you can see. That's what this is right here. This little bypass wire that goes down here. It was a little tight to get all that in. I had to cut that boot. If you can see it, I had to cut the boot to make that all fit on there. That came with the Painless kit. And then the majority of the wires run over here. Now here I have some heavy wires here that run along this route to the maxi fuse. And the extra wire that you see there also runs back in here. Okay, now I had to, along the firewall here is where I had the original plug for the original wire harness. This did have that computer controlled ignition thing or something, whatever that was in there. It looked like it had a computer from a Ford in there, but all that was pulled out when I did the harness, and I utilized this this plug to route wires into the firewall. And as you can see, I ran along the back of the firewall and over in there, and that's where the bulk of on the other side of the master cylinders, where the bulk of the wiring goes into the cab. Now, one of the things I did want to show you is the fact that I ended up wiring an ammeter into the setup here. Okay, here's my light. I should do this in the daytime. Probably would be better. But I do have an ammeter. It's an auto meter. Along with the other gauges. They were easy to wire. They just wired in a new cluster and some other assorted array of things. The dash was built, it's a custom built dash by a gentleman in Lidditz, Pennsylvania. He's online. He does good work. He angled the gauges in the pods, as you can see, and he also put in the fittings for these kind of like these marine watertight jacks that I plug, for power. Steering column was rebuilt by Snake River out there in Idaho. Very good outfit. Did nice work. Really good work for really reasonable rates. And everything else was done by me in terms of wiring and cut. But this is the trick: is I did wire the ammeter into this setup, which was something that took a little research on how to do. So if there's any questions about that, I might be able to help you if you want to wire in an ammeter. I'm very big on the ammeter versus the voltmeter. Although I did put a voltmeter in, I do feel the ammeter is a much better means of gauging the health of the overall charging system. But that's it. Everything's in there. Some wires need to be cleaned up. Things not on the road yet. In terms of, I'm going to clean those up. But the thing hasn't been driven on the road much. Still working on it. And then have some seats and stuff in here as well. But I'm going to post this video, and if anybody has any questions, this is a complete painless wiring harness kit, rewired in a Jeep CJ7 with an ammeter, and I wired in some driving lights as well. I had to essentially take the wiring harness apart from the fuse block. All this I had to redo. And and I wired in a door spark setup as well. Factory Ford door spark with a factory distributor and a factory coil. Now, do note that this is not running a ballast resistor. That coil probably will have a shortened life because I'm running the 12 volts right to the positive. Lots of discussion online, lots and lots of discussion from Ford guys and Jeep guys as to whether to do this. It runs for now. I'm going to keep it as such. I'm probably going to emphasize that this is not my Jeep. It's a friend of mine's Jeep. We're probably going to do the TFI upgrade and run a TFI coil, which I know does not need the ballast resistor. I have it in here. This is my Bronco. This is mine, and I have a TFI set up in here that I run. So without any problems. So that's probably where we're going to go with this, but right now the objective is just to kind of get this thing on the road and get a few miles on it and then circle back and do some cleanup on it. But that's where we stand. If you have any questions, feel free to post.